Now, in November of 2017, a small rural church in Texas became the scene of the deadliest church shooting in U.S. history. During a Sunday service, a gunman armed with a military-style rifle walked into the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs. As families gathered together, holding Bibles and praying to the Lord, a man named Devin Patrick Kelley opened fire. 26 people were killed and many more were injured. Among the dead were several children, including the pastor's own 14-year-old daughter. That pastor, Frank Pomeroy, joins us now. Frank, it's good to see you again. I know we have met before when I went to visit you there in Sutherland Springs to report soon after this terrible incident. So I want to get your reaction, Frank, when you first heard about this terrible tragedy that happened at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis. What were your thoughts?
I have to say, when I first read about it and then heard about it, you can't help but it just breaks your heart. Your heart falls out from under you to think again someone was shooting through the walls indiscriminately, knowing where these children were. And it just reminds us of the mental illness and sickness and evil that's in this world. My heart just goes out to these folks, knowing what they have to deal with coming up.
And I know, Frank, that as we mentioned, you lost your beautiful 14-year-old daughter, Belle. And I remember you telling me, after it, just how raw it still was for a long time. What would you say to the parents in this tragedy who have lost their children?
Well, I will say that my oldest daughter now, when she heard about this shooting, called me and told me how it just pulled the rug out from under her even. So the pain is always going to be there. And unfortunately, mental illness and evil are realism in this world. And the Bible tells us that it will rain on the good and the bad. And this is a truism in this world. And what we have to do is, though, even we're in the midst of a storm, remember to look through it, looking up, and see the brightness of the sky, the sun, the S-U-N and the S-O-N, and just know that in the midst of our turmoil, God will get you through this. Cling to your faith and your prayer and hold to something greater than yourselves, which is the Spirit of God. That's what will eventually get you through.
That's a great metaphor, Pastor Pomeroy, that it's like being in the middle of a dark and dangerous storm. And sometimes for people, they can feel like it's hard to see the sun in that. But I know that for your community there at First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, you were able to rebuild that community of faith. How did you do it, and how is the community holding up even today after that tragedy?
The church is doing wonderfully, and the community has come together and doing well. And I think it comes down to we trusted and put our faith in a real and solid faith in God prior to the event, so that when the event transpired, we already was clinging to what could bring ashes from the roses from the ashes, if you will. And we made a decision. We could choose to, like other shootings, be filled with hate and ugliness and division, or as we sat in the foyer of a temporary building and we discussed it and said, we need to choose what God would choose, which is grace, mercy, and hope. And that's what we chose, because we knew we had a community that was looking to us and would follow that lead. And the great thing is, you mentioned in your question how I led this, but God led that. And He led it through all those of us that chose to put our faith and our eyes on Him. And one step at a time, one day at a time, God brought us up. And there's so many, as you know, Colin, there is so many wonderful blessings that we can look back on after the ugliness.
Pastor, finally, to ask you, I've heard people say on television, don't call for prayers at this time. These children were praying when they were shot in that church to mark the beginning of the school year. Don't call for prayers. What would your reaction be to that?
When I read that the mayor of Minnesota had said that, of the town there said that, my heart broke. People don't understand that prayer is a communication between our heart and the Lord, and that's what can bring solace and healing and bringing people together in arms to uplift and hold one another to keep a focus on the Lord. It's if you have a man that's injured, when two friends get on each side can carry him through. That's what prayer is. And that's what we need to remind people or teach people is prayer is an opportunity for us to uphold our brothers and sisters and love one another through these tragedies, such as the young man you just had on prior to me. This is an opportunity for him to go back to those who lost loved ones and say, we're here for you and with you, and we're not going to forsake you. We're going to pray together and let the Lord lead us through this trial and tragedy.
Hey, Pastor Frank Pomeroy, it was great talking to you again, and the best of luck to you and everyone there in Sutherland Springs.
Thank you, my friend. It was good talking to you as well.
Thank you.